guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to possibly my last video of 2019. Christmas is next week. I don't know where the hell December went. So I was going to make some gingerbread cookies during this video, but I forgot that the dough needs to sit in the fridge for an hour. Right now I just put the dough in for an hour and I figured I would answer some questions while I wait for the dough. How do you stay so damn confident? Well, thank you, but I don't really. I think what helps a lot with confidence is you really cannot compare yourself to other people. I have cut back a lot on how much I scroll on Instagram. I've really started using the mute feature, and it's not even physical anymore. I find I compare myself business-wise. So if I'm like, okay, this person's doing way more, way faster by using their platform, why am I not doing anything? I just find I compare myself business-wise and like how far people are ahead in life versus like body image anymore. I don't know, that's what I notice myself comparing a lot, and that's where my like confidence drops a lot, is in my like capability to succeed. Kind of really have to not compare where you are in life to where other people are, because everybody moves at a different pace. Do you have any home gym goals / dreams for the future, or do you prefer a big gym? I prefer Alpha Elite Gym over all gyms. I don't really plan on having a home gym. I kind of like the atmosphere of other people also working out around me. Not when there's a lot of people, but when there's a couple people, when there's not like too many people to overwhelm me, I do like the atmosphere of other people also working out. I feel like if I worked out at home or at a home gym, I would kind of cheat myself just because I know no one's watching. It's like, okay, I can rest, you know? I don't think I would ever have a home gym. I don't think I'd ever open a gym. It's just not a super good investment for me, at least. Do you plan on trying a vegan diet in the future? No, I do not. I have been like vegan before, which I've mentioned before in videos, so I'm not gonna get into it, but I have been a vegan before, and I don't think I would do it again. And I know Game Changers came out, which is like a big thing for people, but be very careful with documentaries, because documentaries are very one-sided, they're very biased. The facts are sometimes not real and not proven. I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking a lot about Game Changers and like how a lot of it doesn't really add up. And I haven't listened to part 2, but apparently part 2 is very good, where Joe Rogan brings on James. So I do want to listen to that, but I just don't think being vegan fits me and my mental health well. It doesn't suit my body. Like, my digestion goes to shit. And I was vegan for more than like 1 or 2 months. Like, I was vegan for a while, and it fucks my body up. Like, it's not good for my digestion. I think balance is the biggest thing for me. Like, having a little bit of everything is how my body functions best, how my like mind functions best. Do you want kids anytime soon? I don't know how soon is exactly. I would like to have kids probably within the next 5 years, but I do ideally want to be married first. If an accident were to happen, I wouldn't be mad though, at any point, really. Did you enjoy university, and if you had to study something else, what would you choose? At the time, I didn't really enjoy university because school is so hard. Like, it actually makes me really angry how hard they make school. It's not even about learning anymore. It's just like, how hard can we push these kids? To what breaking point can we push these children to? It actually makes me so mad. Like, people should not be staying up all night, taking Adderall, drinking shit tons of coffee, like doing dangerous things in order to study and pass exams. Like, it's so fucked up. It actually pisses me off so much thinking about like the school system and how it's bullshit. Writing an exam does not prove how smart you are at all. I did enjoy the independence I had during school because I lived in Toronto. I loved living with my roommates. I miss them so much. It was a very good experience life-wise, but from a learning perspective, I don't know if it was even worth it. If I had to go back in time and do school again, I would probably take something more related directly to marketing versus taking like a very broad program. I don't feel like I really got good at anything because it was too broad. Would you ever cut your hair short? Short hair and dark brown would suit you. Are you sure? I don't think so. I think this length thing is like part of me now. I don't know, short dark brown hair. Can someone like edit that onto me and send me it? via email. Would you prefer to have a baby boy or a baby girl? I want both at some point. I mean, it doesn't really matter as long as the child's healthy, you know, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, I think I'd want a boy first, just because girls, I feel like, are harder to take care of. Just remembering myself as a teenager compared to my brothers as teenagers, I was a devil child compared to them. So I feel like girls are just very hard on themselves all the time when they're growing up as teenagers, and I feel like it's just a scary place for girls. So I think I'd want a boy first. He could be the big brother, and then a girl, but I don't really care that much. That's just kind of the idea that I have in my head. How to stay true to yourself in a relationship and not rely on your partner for happiness. This is actually a very good question because I am a relationship person. I have been in relationships like most of my adult life and like most of my elder teenage years. I'm 24 now, so when I was like 18, 19, I kind of wish I took more time to myself to just be single and like enjoy my own company. But I feel like I was very insecure and just kind of needed someone at all times. Like, I don't know. It's kind of hard actually if you're not happy with yourself to not rely on that other person for happiness. And I think if you're already in a relationship and you notice that you're relying on that person for happiness all the time, I would kind of take a step back, like maybe see them a bit less and start doing things on your own. Like, don't just only hang out with them and only do things with them. Like, maybe go on a trip for a week and either go by yourself or go with like some of your girlfriends, and then you'll notice that you don't need that person around all the time to be super happy. Show yourself that you can have fun, you can have a good time without that person around. And I think it's also important to stay in contact with a lot of your friends, hang out with your friends, and not just hang out with that person. I'm honestly pretty bad at this, especially because I live with my boyfriend. Would you ever create a friendship with a fan? Yes, actually, one of my followers, Adriana, is now like one of my close friends. Who are your top 3 artists to listen to? This changes all the time. I think besides Christmas music right now, because that's kind of all I've been listening to, but Summer Walker is definitely one of my faves right now. I just really, really like her new album. Tory Lanez, he's like always my go-to. That's kind of it. Like, those are my go-to albums. Do your quads and glutes jiggle a lot? I'm so self-conscious about my jiggle. Oh yeah, my quads and glutes jiggle so much and I love it. I love a little jiggle. I think it is a good thing. I think it's attractive. So, is it weird my boyfriend takes hits of his Juul mid-sex? Yes. Do you think your seasonal depression was a symptom of something else? Deep. I don't think it was necessarily a symptom. I think my seasonal depression was amplified by other things. So I wasn't super happy in life. So when winter came around, it made me even less happy. When my seasonal depression was the worst is when I was super, super unhappy with my body and when I was just like not eating and when I was doing a bunch of cardio and not lifting weights. And in the winter, when I would get super pale, I would get so self-conscious. I would just think I was gross. And because during Christmas time, there was cookies and treats all around, I would always gain a little bit of weight. And I think that also played into my seasonal depression because that time of year, when it was cold, that I related that in my mind, it being cold, to me being really sad because I was gaining weight and I was so pale and I was just not in a good headspace, so I think the winter was just making it worse every time the winter came around. I do know in January and February, I'm always just like, bleh. I feel like a lot of people are, though. I am definitely doing a lot better this winter versus like previous winters, and I do think that is because I'm just happier overall in my life. Yeah, if you're like really struggling with some seasonal depression, maybe look past that, and it could be some other factors like it was for me, and maybe work on those things also. If you would get $100 million for quitting YouTube, would you? Hell fucking yes. Who wouldn't? $100 million? Yes, I would quit in a second. I would delete my whole channel. I don't even care. Have you seen Frozen 2? I have not, and I am dying to see it. What is something on your bucket list you haven't done and can't wait for? I cannot wait to go travel around Europe. I have been to Germany before, except I was super, super young, so I do really want to go back to Europe once I'm a little bit older, probably, because I want to really spend time there. So I want to save up a bunch of money and then go traveling through Europe. If you had to be an LOTR character, Lord of the Rings, who would you be and why? I would honestly probably be Aragorn because he's so fucking badass and I just love him so much. Or I would be Arwen because then I get to make out with Aragorn. Or I would be someone magical like Gandalf because that'd be pretty cool too. Or I'd be an elf. Oh my god, there's so many options. I think I would really want to be an elf. But not Galadriel because she scares me. But she is really powerful. Maybe Galadriel. That came like full circle, but I think my final answer is going to be Galadriel, and also her name is very close to mine. Gabrielle, Galadriel. Do you sometimes still eat a lot without realizing? Oh yes, all the time. Every night of my life, I eat like probably a little bit too many snacks, but I don't beat myself up about it. Like I don't think I've been mad at myself for eating anything in a very long time. Tell the story of your first kiss. Well, it was a dare. A boy was dared to kiss me. He was going in for the makeout, but I didn't fucking know how to make out. I was freaking out. I didn't know how to make out. I didn't know how to kiss. I didn't know how to do anything. So he like went to make out with me and I just went like, it was awkward. What's your favorite childhood holiday memory? Well, that is actually an easy one because my dad every year would make a kind of like a scavenger hunt type of thing, and we would have to find one of our presents. So he would like type it out and it was like this big letter, and he'd make us go do like tasks, solve puzzles, and it was just so creative, and I will forever appreciate that. And as soon as I have kids, I'm gonna get him to do that for my kids too, because I just remember that was so fun. I loved it. It was so fun. Thank you, Dad. Do you have a 5-year plan? If so, what does it look like? I do not. I don't even have a 5-day plan. How many relationships have you been in? 4. What's your favorite book of all time? I can't exactly pick one, but honestly, you guys are gonna make fun of me for this, but the Clique books, those were my entire life as a teenager, and I feel like if I read them again now as an adult, I would honestly probably still like them. Massey Block, just like, she is that bitch. If you have any teenage girls in your life, get them the Clique books, but beware, they will turn into divas. Years ago when I first started following you, I thought you and your friend Jen Kennedy were dating. We are in love. We are married, actually. So, she's my wife. It's an open marriage. I feel like you guys probably can't tell if I'm kidding or not, and you'll never know. Is the turtle your favorite animal? How long have you loved them? I do adore turtles, okay? They are like baby turtles, the little ones. Definitely one of my favorite animals, but I think it's a tie between turtles and lions. I have always been obsessed with lions. I just think they're so cool, they're so badass, and they're so majestic. I used to do like school projects on lions. I was obsessed with them. What's your go-to alcoholic drink? Wine for sure. I love wine, and I just find the like tipsy, drunk feeling from wine is the best. You have one glass and you already feel it, and you feel good, you feel happy, you're like bubbly. But I find if I take like 3 shots, I don't even feel it. It doesn't make sense because the percentages of alcohol in each, but I don't know, I just really prefer wine. Are back squats the most beneficial for leg gains or other squats like goblet or hack squat? This completely depends on the person, what you prefer, what you like doing. I find back squats to be a little bit awkward. They really, really target my quads, and they kind of hurt my knees sometimes. So as you might have seen on my Instagram, I've been doing a lot of hack squats recently, and I'm obsessed with the hack squat machine. I just find I can target my glutes so much better because you can like lean forward a lot. So it is more of a personal preference and what you are used to and what feels best on your legs. I personally prefer hack squat over all of the squats. Tell us things that you're self-conscious about. My freaking face. I'm very self-conscious about how non-symmetrical my face is. Like, I don't know. This side is my bad side. This side is my good side. That's why I take every single picture with this side showing. I like angle myself in videos with this side showing. I hate when I see like glimpses of this side. I just feel like it's like different than this side. I feel like I look like different people. I don't know. That is like my friggin' biggest insecurity. Do you speak German? Would be funny to hear because I can't imagine it. Haha. 9. There was a fire and you could only grab 5 items on your way out. What would you grab? Okay, I would probably grab the most expensive things I could find. So, my camera, my laptop, my purse, like with my wallet and everything in it, my phone, but can I put that in my purse and count that as 3 still? I don't have my baby here. As a child, I had a doll and I named her Baby, and I would always, like, even as I got older, I would always keep her somewhere that I could easily access her so I could save her if there was a fire, because that was my whole like childhood, was that doll. So if she was here, that would be like honestly probably the number one thing I would grab, but she is not. She's at my parents' house. So laptop, phone, camera, probably my Louis Vuitton, and then my purse. Smoking or edibles. Edibles for life. Do you have any talents? No. How did you always stay so slim despite having binge eating? Because I would do cardio for hours and skip a bunch of meals. Favorite snack only found in Canada? Mine is dill pickle chips. What? Do they not have dill pickle chips in other places? I would have to agree with that. And ketchup chips. If you had to get plastic surgery on one body part, what would you choose and why? My face, and I would do something about this not symmetrical situation. Star Wars or Harry Potter or neither? What's your favorite movie saga? Favorite movie saga is Lord of the Rings, and between Star Wars and Harry Potter, I'd have to go with Harry Potter, but Star Wars is also a good time. The originals. Have you ever worked a regular job, like part-time, min-wage, 9 to 5? Oh yes, I have done all of the above. I have worked at a gym. I have worked at Starbucks in a university. That was hell. I have worked at the Minery, which is a place here in London. That was like a 9 to 5 that I worked. I've literally worked in like a warehouse doing like the most random shit you can think of. Like picking up boxes and putting them on a conveyor belt for like 2 hours straight. Oh, I've worked at Rooster Coffee House in Toronto. I'm not very good at like staying in part-time jobs because I get like so bored of them. How do you feel about kids before marriage? Doesn't really bother me. I don't have an issue with it. As long as the 2 people who have that kid can take care of it, then it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't affect me. Are you scared of aging? I think everybody's a little bit nervous to age, but something my mom always says, which she got from Cindy Crawford, I believe, is that it is a privilege to age. Some people don't get to age. They pass on early. So it is a privilege and an honor to be able to get older. And I've always liked that. I always think about that. So thanks to my mom for that one. How is your bulk going? I think it's going good. I'm definitely feeling a little bit larger. I feel a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, and because I'm not really doing any cardio, I find that it's kind of hard to breathe when I'm doing like 12 reps of something. And it's kind of getting to me like mentally. Bulking's actually kind of hard, at least when you're like getting to the end of it, because you just want to like feel really fit and really powerful. Some days I feel like an absolute blob. Like I feel just like squishy and like skinny fat. It's definitely kind of a mental battle. It's all right, you know, that's why we wear high-waisted leggings to tuck everything in. I don't know where people are getting this idea that I didn't go to like university. I did those 4 years, you guys. Big wedding or intimate small wedding? I would love to have the tiniest wedding possible. Would you have considered yourself popular in high school? Definitely not. No. Do you ever have bad skin? It's flawless. I mean, it's not like perfect. Like I have little dots and stuff. Like I have one there. I don't know. My chin right now. See, I have like a lot of like little like light under the skin type of dots. I don't have any like severe acne or anything, but my skin's definitely not like super perfect up close. I think just sometimes on like camera and pictures it looks really clear because there's nothing super obvious. I did have bad skin when I was 16, and that's when I went on birth control, and I'm still on birth control. So I'm very nervous for when I get off birth control. I feel like my skin might go to shit. Would you rather have 4 kids and be poor or no kids and be well off? This depends like how poor. If I couldn't provide for those kids, then I would definitely rather have no kids and be well off, because I wouldn't want to have kids that I can't take care of properly. So probably the second option. When's the next Goss with Gabby? Goss with Gabby will be rebooted in 2020, and it's going to be back better than ever, so Gingerbread or shortbread? Gingerbread. What celebrity would you want to switch lives with? Probably Kylie Jenner. Not forever, but just for like a couple days, you know, just to suss it out, see what that fucking billion-dollar life is like. Maybe donate some for money. Favorite jewelry? Hoops. I adore hoops. I really love them. They're definitely my favorite. And then this is my favorite ring. It's actually my mom's high school graduation ring, so it's my favorite. I think that's gonna be it because I need to go get my cookies in the oven. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A, and I hope you guys enjoyed my last video of 2019. I will see you guys in 2020. I hope you have the happiest new year, the best holiday season. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go before I get my feels. Bye, guys.